Then we'll get them all at once.
So during this training, mainly you guys, everybody on the phone have been with us for a while or are kind of familiar with our criteria, the type of homes we look for. It can range from 500 to $2 million. Our sweet spot right now is probably about 1.2 to 1.5 or 6 million is kind of where we play at the most. One of the reasons why we do that though is because the spreads are a lot bigger in most cases. So we can get 40 grand, 50 grand. We've even gotten $70,000 on an assignment deal on like a 21-day close. Okay. If you can't, this business, everything I do really is from my phone. And so how we designed it is for us to be able to work to where you're on the go. You only do a couple hours, maybe a day, just looking at houses, doing evaluations. The things we're going to cover today is after repair value. Okay. So what the after repair value is, for one, it is the value of the home after the repairs have been done. So once the repairs have been complete, how much is this home going to be worth? Now, a formula that you want to keep in mind is that we need to be at about 72% of the after repair value. We want to buy it at 72%. We could sell it up to 75%. In some cases, even 80%, okay, depending on the company we sell it to. So just using an example, let's say we start in Zillow. I have a couple properties here we can go over. We're going to use Zillow and Redfin. So if you do have Zillow or Redfin, pull it up for me, okay? And everyone should be able to see my screen as well. Give me 1 second. Let me admit people into the chat room really quick. Waiting. Okay, I got a little. All right, make sure everybody's in. And then if everybody has their phones muted, actually I'm going to mute off. All right. Sorry about that. So we're going to start off with this property. I'm going to copy and paste it. I won't let me copy and paste. All right, we're just going to push the number in. So 300. Okay, so I'm going to tell you one of the first things you want to look at when you find this property, it shows it's off market, right? So I'm guessing, I'm not sure if it's still for sale or not. But right now it's saying it's off market. It says it's listed for 1.250. So I'm not sure why it's not showing for sale. Let's see, let's show another one really quick. Maybe it's already gone. Let's do this one. Now, keep in mind, most of the homes that we find are going to be on the MLS. If you're looking at Zillow, it gives you all the homes that have been listed on the MLS, which is super important. So now anyone can look for a house, okay? Put this address in, 1353 Eagle Butt Road. See what comes up. All right, so this is another off market. I don't want off market. Let's see, 338 West Kenneth. Okay, cool. Boom. So we're gonna look at this one right here, the 333 West Kenneth Road. You can follow along with me as well when you're looking at this. And first thing you want to do is go into Zillow. First thing you see is a Zestimate here, okay? This estimate mainly is going to give you their best prediction of what this house should be worth, all right? So as you can see, it's worth a little bit more than the other home or than the list price. So one of the things you want to do, For one, you want to look at how many pictures does the home have. This is the quickest way to figure out if you have a deal. Look at how many pictures it has. Look at the pictures. This does not look newly renovated, right? So I'm going to pull this up here. Good house to evaluate. As you can see, the carpet looks old. You have wallpaper on the walls, right? You have an old, oh yeah, that's pretty bad wallpaper. Old cabinets. So this is a deal. It has a good amount of pictures, but it has pictures that allow you to see that it needs to be renovated. So one of the things you want to do when you get here is you want to look at the street. We hate homes that are next to an alley. We don't like homes that are sitting on a corner. We don't want homes that are on a main street, okay? So if you click here, it says Street View. Just glance at this real quick. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. Back to map. Give me 1 second. Great. Okay, I'm gonna get out of the map real quick. So again, look at the street view. I'm not gonna even go over it. Just look at the street. Make sure it's not sitting on a corner. If it is, it may still be a deal. You want to make sure it's not on a main street. We don't like homes on a main street as well. It's a main street if it has 2 lanes on each side. Okay, so if you don't know what a main street looks like, it is 2 lanes on each side or more. That's a main street. If it's 1 lane on each side, then it's still a good deal. All right. So one of the things you want to do is scroll down to the bottom. It's been on the market for 5 days, right? If you continue to scroll down, what you'll see is estimated market value. This is what you want to look at to determine the after repair value. It's the same thing. Estimated market value, after repair value. Now they're going to give you a number, and I'm going to show you how to read their number. That's super important because they're not really accurate. They're not going to do the same type of comps we're going to do. Okay. So if we look at this, one of the things you want to look at is the range. You have a range here. It says this house that they want for $995 can go up to 1.1. Okay. So that's a good indication that we're about 100,000, 150,000 over based on what we see here. If you click on this graph to give you more of an indication, it'll tell you this house is going to go up to 1.2 at the top. You see in May 2021, it says 1.2, which is higher than this 1.1. So these are all indicators to tell you if you have a deal or not. Okay. Now what you want to do, click to see more Zestimates. Once you click to see more Zestimates, it says this estimate uses a set of data models to estimate this home's value. It's monitoring homes that are comparable to the home that you have. Very important. What you want to do, look at how many square feet this home has. So you want to compare the same square feet. Right now, don't worry about the lot size. The square foot is what you want to look at, okay? These comparable homes that is giving you 1,600 square feet, 1,700 square feet, 1,600 square feet, 1,600 square feet. So now you can see that based on what this is saying, it's saying the estimated value of this home is about 1.2. You follow me? So you can see right away we're at about a $200,000 markup of what this home should be worth. In this situation, let's say we got a model here where it says this home was sold at 1,600 square feet. 1,600 square feet is a little bit lower. It was sold for 1.25. So let's click on this real quick. So guys, as we click on this, now look what happens. We see that this same home that they just estimated up to, and they're using this home as a comparable or a comp for us, right? Now it's saying this house is 1.3. So the number continues to go up. Look what's happening. This is the same comp. It's a smaller square foot home, 1648 here, right? Now it's saying its estimate here is 1.3. But if you look at the range, what happens? The range is going up to 1.45, right? So the number is continuing to go up to tell you what we can possibly, what this house could possibly be worth. If you want to dig a little bit deeper, look at the Zestimate history and the details of this particular comp. All right. So let me back up a little bit. Let's go back. And we're going to go back to the Kenneth Road house. Okay. So now we know this house, we got a number of 1.45, could be the highest number. All right. Let's go back down to Zestimate and look at the models. Now, when you go down to Zestimate, it's going to give you four homes. Always click see more. Once you click to see more, you're going to look and you're going to see it's going to give you other homes with different prices as well, right? 1,700 for 1.315. You always want to look here for the highest sale. Don't get caught up on the lower numbers, right? So look for the highest sales and what that square feet is. So now, this is what I do. Zillow is only going to give you a certain amount of information. So what we're going to do is we're going to minimize this, and we're going to take that same address, and we're going to take a look at Redfin. Redfin is awesome because Redfin is going to tell you the homes that have sold. You could put in the square feet for the home, and then it gives you real comps. You can look on that street for that home and find out what it's worth, okay? So let's pull that up. 338 West Kenneth Road in Glendale. Pulls it up. I always go to Zillow to find homes. I go to Redfin to make sure that the home actually, that I can really narrow down the comps, okay? All right, so I'm gonna enlarge this up. So now what we see here, we see the photos again. It has these ugly photos in it, which means that it's probably a good deal. Here you see at the top of Redfin, it says hot home. Anytime you see hot home, that means it might be a deal as well. It's below market value, okay? What we want to do is scroll down and we want to look at the comparables for this home. Similar homes nearby. These are similar homes that are for sale. We don't necessarily want to look at the ones for sale, though it's not bad to look at. But remember our square feet here, okay? We see this square feet, so 1,700 is what we're looking for. If I'm looking for homes that have sold or that's about to sell, here I have 2,400 square feet or 2,500 for 1.59 for sale. So you can just glance through this, 22 for 1.7, 23 for 1.9. These are all nearby homes, right? So I want to go down to see what homes have sold in the area. That's what's most important to us. What are the comparable homes? Sold July 19th, 2021. Sold November 22nd, 2021. Now, look at the square feet. We have 1.25, 1648. We've seen this comp already. It should give us a map. On your phone, it normally will give you a map. So let me see if I can find that. Here we go. So it's going to tell you where these homes are in relation. If I pick on right here where it has this little display, this is where our home is located. So this is going to tell us. Now, if I zoom in on this, it's going to tell us how close these other homes are. I want to make sure that it's on the same side of the street. Okay? So if I'm making sure it's on the same side of the street, not across a cross street. I don't want anything, if my comp is right here, West Kenneth Road, I don't want anything past Cumberland Road. Cumberland Road is right here, right? So I want to look for comps that are in the same area and it's not crossing. I don't want to look at comps across North Pacific Avenue. This comp here, see, these are not good comps for me to look at right this second, okay? So let's go back. So I'm gonna put this back here. So now we can see how close these homes are compared to our home. Let's back up a little bit. So our first comp right here, A, is a pretty good comp, 1648, 1.25. I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest ways to find out what our house is worth for a close number, just based on that number we just saw here, is to figure out what the price per square feet is. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna look at as well, really quick. One thing done. That one's one thing. Redfin. Hold on one second. Let's go back to Redfin. I don't know how I lost it, but I lost it. Okay, so back to Kenneth Rowe. So when we go down here to the bottom, again, with Redfin, we really want to look at the map. On your phone, it's really easy to do because you can look at the criteria, square feet, everything that you need. So all this information you see here is information that you're going to be able to see as well on your phone, if not better, okay? Looking at the comparable homes, I want to scroll through and see what's the highest number. That's what I'm looking for. Now, D, according to the map, let's see where that map go again. Put the map down. So D, according to the map, is a little bit to the left. If I scroll in on it, it's not too far away, but it still might be crossing a little main street. So 1.3, 1707. It's about the same size as our home. This one sold October 26th. So it's a really, really recent sale. If I click on this, your price per square footage this home sold at is what you want to look at sometimes, okay? So it tells you here that it's sold, it has a price per square footage of $770. So you want to take 770 or 750 to be conservative times our number. If I do 770 times the number of the home that we're looking at, right? I come out to about the same price that home sold for. So 770, or let's say 750, because I want to go a little bit below. And then you want to do times the square feet of the home. So $750 per square feet times the square footage of our home, 1704. That tells you that this home should be worth about 1.278. So it might be worth more, but based on what we see and that home selling pretty quick next to it, that's a pretty fair assessment. That about 1.275 is about what this home that we're looking at is worth. Now, if I do, to round it up, 1.275, I'm going to say is the ARV for this home, times 72%. So on your calculator, you're going to put 0.72. At 0.72, it says that number that I could pay for this house is $918,000. Okay? Now, that's close to what they're asking for. So that's a good one. That's a good deal. Now, if I can get 1.3, 1.35, with some of the comps come in at that amount, then we're talking about a better number. But again, we want to be conservative. We don't want to overshoot. We want to be conservative with our numbers. Okay. So another way, let me look and see. I very rarely use the computer. And so I'm pretty much just looking at, when you go down, you also on the computer, you have a graph that tell you, again, just like Zillow, what that home should range at or what it should be worth. Medium sale price. Again, you see the number I just told you. So I estimated based on what I just said at 1.275. They have 1.26. So I'm not far off. You follow me? And that was without me looking at that number. All right. So that's a good example. So now that we know this house is worth 1.275, conservatively 1.3, we're going to put in an offer. If I know that 72% of 1.275 is 918,000, I'm going to give myself some more room, and we're going to put in an offer for 900,000. That makes sense? Hope it does. All right. So going back here, so now I'm thinking that house is worth that amount. And then what we do is let's pull up an email.
You guys can also type your questions in the chat too.
Okay, so I'm putting this here just so I have like a notepad, okay, guys? So 1.275 M. And then we're going to do times. On your calculator is 0.72, right? So again, 0.72. That number equals out to 918,000. All right. So I'm going to round down. Now, when we do this, that same address we were looking at, which is 338 West, what is it, Kenneth? This is how you're going to type it. And you guys are familiar with this. You guys are already typing it on your some of you are. It might be people on here that are not doing it yet, just because this is your first time working with us. But you're going to type it on a text message to us. The text message that I want to see is everything here that I'm typing. So Kenneth Road, Glendale, California, (91202), and then what I want you to put underneath is listed. Boom. So you tell me, we need to know what the listed price is, just we have a quick snap information. Listed price $998. Use abbreviations. $995. I'm sorry. Use abbreviations. ARV we just came up with 1.275 million, and then I'm just going to put a range too, right? So I know it can go up to 1.3, 1.35 conservatively. All right. So based on this number and the number we set up here, 1.275 times 72%, that's 918,000. To be conservative, we can say 900 grand. We can even start at 975. So you're going to put here, right now we're just teaching you ARVs, okay? But if you know how to calculate the ARVs, then you know how to tell us what to offer, as long as you know the formula here, okay? So with the offer, now we want to offer round down. If it's under 925, we can do 925, or we can do 900, always round down, because the less we get it for, the less amount offer that we put out, the better for us, the more money we make, okay, on the assignment fees. So we're going to offer 900K. And then, because it has to be approved by Kiwi, Kiana, or myself, in that situation, of course, you sending it to us, and then you put a question mark behind it, all right? We'll kind of do our numbers, and then we'll confirm, or I might send it back to you, and I'll say, Now we're going to offer 850 on this one. All right. So super important. So now, just as an example, let's go back. That out. So on this same one, if you look what I said, and without remembering this, I said on this deal, these are deals that we already put offers in. And so offer 875,000. You see, I shot low. I said the ARV here, or it was sent to me with the ARV here. I believe it was Joe that sent this to me, one of our locators, and he said to offer 875. So this number is based on someone that I've taught to actually another locator how to find a house on Zillow, how to find out what the home is worth, and then also how to find out or tell me what to offer on the home. In his situation, I think I told him to tell me a number based on 70%, not 72, okay? So again, that's just another example. Kiana, do you want me to go through another one?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna let's look at this one. Laurel Terrace Drive.
I'm going to unmute them so they can participate in this example. You can ask them questions and see if they get it.
Absolutely, no problem. All right, give me 1 second. So we're gonna put this one in here. 0212075 2075. Laurel Terrace, and so you see it'll pull it up automatically when you start putting it in. You recognize it. So now we got a house that, first thing again, always look at the pictures. The number one thing you want to do when you're looking at these houses to see if it's a deal, look and see if it's been remodeled in the last 5 years, the last 3 years. Super important. Look at the pictures to the left. Based on what you see, looks kind of older. Doesn't look like it's been recently remodeled. Remember, it's $1 million home, so it's gonna look nice. But as far as the floors, if I just click on one of the pictures, these floors don't look like they've been newly done, right? Bye-bye. So you want to go through the bathroom, just kind of click on the pictures and see the layout of the house. It does have a pool, so these are things you want to know up front. That just increases our value, okay?
Ooh.
All right, so after you look through the pictures, remember what we're looking at? Square feet, 2208. Look at the Zestimate. Is the Zestimate more? Does Zillow think that this home is worth more, right? Then what they're asking for it. So we have about $100,000 over of what the Zestimate is and what they're asking on the home. Next thing you want to do is look at the street view. I'm not going to look at it now, but look at the street view. Make sure it's not next to an alley, next to a business, on the main street, sitting dead on the corner. All these things we want to look at it, we want to know. All right. Though that's gonna make the home discount. It doesn't mean that we can't buy it. It's gonna be harder to sell. All right. Remember what we're doing and what our strategy is to locate, evaluate, put in offers for homes, get them under contract with our own documents, our own paperwork, our own approvals, or proof of funds. And then to sell them to our investors that are cash investors, flippers, hard money buyers that, we've been pretty successful with being able to sell to, like a New Western or a Sharma Group, or we have a few other groups that came on board as well that we're starting to sell to. So in this situation, remember, it has to be a deal for our end buyer. That's the number one thing that we're looking for. Once we know it's a deal, so this home, remember I said, you want to look at this estimate that says one number. This estimate says $2.2 million. If I go down, after I look at that, look at the street view, Then I want to look at the estimated market value. Estimated market value is not always accurate, but I want you to look at the range. Always look at the range next. The range is going to tell you what it's up to, 2.51. So now I know they want 2.1 and it may be worth 2.51. Okay, we're moving in the right direction. The key about doing these type of comps, when you're looking at this house to evaluate it, you want to find reasons not to buy it, right? Most of us, a lot of times, we're trying to talk ourselves into a deal. Don't chase the deal. If you try to talk yourself into the deal, making a house fit that don't work, I get comps all the time, or I get houses that used to be sent to me. And one of the reasons we're doing this training is so you guys can understand what we really look at, right? $100,000 is not a deal on $1 million home. We need to see, or we need to get a $600,000 difference between what the house is worth and what we get it under contract for. It needs to be a good amount difference, right? Based on our formula, and we'll get back to that in a second.
100%.
So going down, I want you to look at the next number. We looked at the range. Now we know it's up to 2.5, all right? If we go down, we want to look at the comparables, the other homes that have sold, same size. So what I see here is I'm looking for the highest number first, right? I got 2.3, 3,200 square feet. I got 3,000 square feet, 2.4. I got 2.1. So I'm not really seeing the comps I want to see yet. I don't see the 2.5 they're talking about. However, look what I see next. 2,100 square feet, 2.6. Moving in the right direction, right? I see pending 2.499, 2,100 feet. So now we know this home should be worth at least 2.5, 2.6 based on this one we're looking at. Now, the highest number that you find in the home is the same. If we're looking at a ranch style home, don't give me a comp for a home that has 2 levels, right? If you see a home that we're looking at and it's a Spanish style home, right? The style of the home is a Spanish style. They're either Spanish, contemporary, traditional. They have all kind of style homes. You want to look at that and see if the home is the same type as well. Very important. Now, I'm looking to see at this home that we're looking at is what? It's a 1 level. We can see, right? The same comp that I just looked at is also a 1 level, 2.6. So I want to click on this and see if I can get more comps. See if I can get this house to be worth more. Boom. So the comp that they gave me that's worth 2.6, now it says that home's value is 2.8. If it's within the same square feet, this house is 2,100 square feet. Our home is what? 2,200 square feet, right? We're moving in the right direction. So now we got 2.8 million. This home is worth. Remember, what are they asking a home? They're asking only, they're asking 2.1. Now, but look at the range. The range now is jumping up to 3.1. We're going up, right?
Right.
This is the deal. These are ones you want to get excited about because now I know it might be a deal. Now, what I want to do is I want to look at the comparable homes based on what this comp is saying. So this is how you really dig deep into Zillow. A lot of people may think, oh, you can't find comps on Zillow. You just don't know how to look. You don't know what to look for. You don't know how to go through them and see exactly what that home in that neighborhood within a half-mile radius should be worth. In Zillow, I really don't want you looking at trying to look at streets. That's what we use Redfin for, okay? In Zillow, you're just looking to see what the range goes up to. So now I know this house should be worth about 2.8, correct? Now look at the ARV we said it's worth, 2.4, based on what we put our offer in for. So I'm not sure if we got this, where we are with this, but we're moving in the right direction still. So now this is what we're gonna do. The range is 3.1, but we're not gonna go that high. I wanna take the same house and I wanna look in it. I wanna look at Zillow. Not Zillow, I'm sorry, Redfin. So we're gonna go to Redfin now. The reason we're going to Redfin again is because I want to see what houses on that street have sold. Redfin is going to give me a little bit more detail. It's going to tell me exactly where that street is I'm looking for, okay? And so we got 12075 Laurel Terrace.
Studio C.
Boom. So remember I said, if it's a deal, you can, this is another way you can find houses too, just so you know. If you put hot houses, let's say you can, they have it in here where you can change the criteria, okay? And in changing your criteria, it's how many square feet the home is, so you can stop the comps at the square footage. I'm gonna try to get into that a little bit more deeper real quick for you guys, all right? So now we're looking at the house that we wanna buy, that we wanna put under contract. It's listed 2.116. If I go down, again, I'm looking at, I wanna look at nearby homes, but similar homes that are being sold, okay? If I just look through here, I can look at, this is another way to find good deals. Now, this home pops up, Radford Avenue. One of y'all might want to grab that one. 1.8 for that area in that neighborhood. It shouldn't be that price. So one of y'all might want to grab that right now while you're looking at it. It's 4539 Radford. All right. First one, send it to me, you got it. First one, text me, you got it. All right, look. So now I'm looking at these homes. This is another look. This is another good way to find homes and digging deep on here if you're really trying to locate. All right. Now, after I look at those, I want to go down and I want to look at the comparables. So I want to look at the homes that are the same square feet or less. I don't want to look at homes that are a lot more square feet. So we only have 2,200 square feet, right? 2,200 square feet. Remember, the model of the same style house is what we want to look at. So if this is a single, if it's a ranch style house, don't give me a comp for upstairs, downstairs, dual level house or whatever they call it, right? Let's go over and we'll see. Let's see what the other comps are. 2,300, 2.2, 1,890, and then it has a map. If we pull on a map on your phone, is really easy to do because the map works really good, all right? Because you can zoom in and you can find out where it's at in relations to that. So if I'm on E is going to tell me at 1,900 square feet, 1,920, this house is sold November 24th. That's very recent. We want to pay attention to that. This house sold at 1.8. That's kind of low. And it's right next door. It's pretty close, right? So let's click on this and see what's going on. So based on what we see, it looks like it may be a single home with an addition or something like that. Doesn't have a lot of pictures on it. But remember what I said to look for as well when we're looking at these homes. So this house sold. The price per square footage is what we want to pay attention to, right? It sold at almost $1,000 price per square feet. It's $987. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this number 987 times R square feet and see what that number is. The home that we're actually looking at is what? How many square feet is that? 22, right? So if I do, let's say I do $980 times 2208 square feet, that gives me a ARV of 2.16. That's not a good look, all right? So I need to see 2.6, 2.7, 2.8. So I want to look at the other homes that are in this area and see if that home was just, it needs work. It probably was a deal. So if I'm looking at the next one and I'm looking at the map, excuse me, the map is, let's stop pretty quick. The map is going to give me other homes. These other homes up here, B, A, I could look at those, but I really don't want to because they're a little further away. And it might be across this main street, Laurel Canyon Boulevard. We don't want to cross main streets for comps. So if you see that it's on this side, on the right side, and our home is over here, don't give me this comp. Don't evaluate it based on that, right? If I do number A, it tells me what that number is or that house is. A is, all right, so A is on the other side. It's not even in the same little area. It's already across Laurel Canyon if you look here at the bottom. So I want to look at E. I want to look at D. I want to look at F. F says that at 18, so F is not that far. F might have been renovated. So let's look at F because it's 2.3. We're trying to get that highest number, remember. But it has lower square feet. It's 2,200 square feet. So if you see, okay, don't think that this is not a comp because it's lower square feet. That's why you use price per square feet to evaluate and see what the house is worth. So if I click on this one, just to see what they sold, what the price per square foot is. And another way to evaluate the price per square feet, take the sales price, divide it by the square feet, and normally it'll tell you. The sales price divided by the square feet, and then it'll give you your price per square feet if you can't find it. What you want to do here though, Redfin estimate, boom. So now it's telling you this home sold, recently sold, 2.2, it says 2.3 here. And it's giving you a couple different price per square feet. That one is not correct though. So let me see what it is really quick on my calculator. If it's sold at 2.3 divided by 2208, it's sold at $1,041 a square foot. All right. So that's good because it's only 1,800 square foot home. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that 1,041 times the square feet of the home that we're looking to buy and find out what that number is. Our square feet is what? 2208, right? So if I go back up, our square feet is 2208 times the square foot of that home that I'm trying to evaluate, right? 2208. That gives me a ARV of 2.3 million, right? So I'm still kind of low. In my opinion, this is not a home that we probably would mess with, even though we put in an offer for it. It's probably going to be a pretty low offer, right? So if you look here, we already have it. And the offer that we said here is 1.7. We got that number based on 2.4. But now that I'm looking at 2.3, I'm going to do it based on that. So now I'm going to take 2.3 million is the ARV, okay? 2.3 million is the ARV. It says 2.4, but we could put a range, 2.3 to 2.4. Do the number off of 2.3 and 2.3 times what? 0.72. So 2.3 times 0.72 tells me that I should only pay 1.65 for this house. If I pay 1.65 for this house at 72%, that would give me the house at roughly about 1.65, right? Now, I could sell it up to 75% on average. If we sell it up to 75% on average, 75% is 1.725. So if we get it under contract for 1.65 and we could sell it up to 75% without touching it, that's $75,000 we made on a wholesale deal. And we've done that before, okay? We've done 70 of these. So that's not a bad deal if this seller is motivated. This is a house that we want to put an offer in for and see if they're motivated. They might shoot us down, but if they say yes, now what? We got a deal, all right? So that's what I'm gonna do. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me some quick questions, and then we got about 8 minutes, and we're gonna wrap it up, I guess.
Oh, I'm good so far, personally.
Cool. All right.
I'm good as well. I just have one question that sometimes when we go in there, the Zestimate is lower than the listing price. Why do they do that?
That's because they're saying that the property value in that area may be declining. You know, homes go up and homes go down, right?
Okay.
So and really a comp, again, what your home is worth is what people are willing to pay for. That's what a comp is. People always think that their home is worth something based on the market, this or that. No, your home is worth what other homes in the same area sold for that look just like your house at tip-top condition. After being fully remodeled, that's what that house is worth, right? And that's what someone else paid for the home is what it's worth. If all the homes you'll see, for instance, you have cities that have been devastated, like Detroit, where you can buy a house for $10,000 in Detroit, but the economy has tanked. Homes in Chicago or homes in Detroit used to be worth, let's say, $150,000 when the economy was great. But when the economy started to fall, when the automobile industry started to crash and the jobs went away, people stopped wanting to move in that area because they can't make a living. So now you got people paying less to move into that area. They're selling their homes for less, and the market is declining. What we do is we play in an area where the market is increasing. That's why you'll see that we're working with $1 million homes. We like the ones over $1 million. We like them in areas where there's renovations going on, where that the market is increasing. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Anyone else?
good. Basically, a thriving community.
Correct. And for the most part, I mean, Southern California is pretty hot from San Diego.
Right.
I would say all the way up to Burbank is where we like to play. Going as far east to San Bernardino, if not a little bit further. So, we have a wide range of homes we can look for, or hot spots where we're probably buying most of our homes right now, like Pasadena area. Kiana, what would you say? Pasadena, LA.
Pasadena, LA, Glendale.
Glendale.
Yeah, a lot of the different subsections of LA, how they break down.
Yeah, so it's a hot area. If I look at this map right here, let's see, it has a map right here that'll give us just a kind of indication really quick. And so if I zoom out on this map, Studio City is hot. These are all areas we know are up and coming. The market is increasing very quick. And so Studio City is hot. If we go, you have all these other areas, Laurel Canyon, Redford Canyon.
Yeah, San Fernando Valley's a lot of the investors like the west side. They like areas. They're starting to get more requests for like the Riverside, Moreno Valleys, so that side, San Gabriel Valley.
So as a rule of thumb right now, I mean, a lot of the deals that we're closing, that we're finding success in, really is, I would say, this is Los Angeles right here. You have a circle where on every map it has Los Angeles right in the middle of this circle, right? The areas that are hot for us, if you go right above this circle, the 10 freeway is running here. We normally don't like to go below the 10 freeway here.
Oh,
Right?
Right.
So if you follow this 10 freeway, anything under here, we don't really do too much, to be honest.
oh.
However, we will keep going all the way over. Ontario, all the way, Riverside, Moreno Valley, we'll do all this, right? But the spots that we've seen more success than anything has been really around here. Glendale, Pasadena, right? LA, Culver City is hot. So really from about here, if I'm gonna say, if I draw a letter C, it's really right here. It's really right, it's right around here. It stops at the 10 freeway, and then it goes around here like that. Everything around here we want, right? Burbank is about as high as we want to go here. Altadena is really shaky. I don't really care for Altadena homes. Pasadena is awesome. South Pasadena is hot. If you want to know the one of the hottest areas right now in LA is South Pasadena. So that is, yeah. Yeah, we got, so South Pasadena is right here. Okay. Forgive me, it's moving a little slow. Right. So it's right below, but this is a hot area. And anything along here is pretty hot. Lincoln Heights, anything that's right above this 10 freeway is hot. That's where millionaires want to live. And if we're selling $1 million homes, 9 times out of 10, of course, they're sold to high net worth individuals. And that's where they want to live. All right. All right, Kiana, anything else?
No, that will do it. I think that we covered the first day's training. It went really well. Good job. I thank you for taking the time to do this for us.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem at all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Kiana, if you can, I know you recorded it. So once
Hi, Leon.
if you can send it over to me once you're done.
All right, no problem.
All right, I appreciate
All right,
y'all.
guys, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank
Okay,
you
have a good
guys.
day.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.